Hello everybody, welcome to Eastern Front, and today we're looking at a few games that have a samurai theme to them. So I'm going to look over here quickly at our samurai sword. It is behind a shelving unit here a little bit just because I'm getting tight on space. I do have too many games. So in my war room here, I do try to originally start off as an Axe and Allies group, and so I have a lot of World War II art and so on the walls. Do a quick walk by here, showing some of it that's on this wall. But I do try to have items from different eras and so on as well. So, for example, a few more games there. For example, over here, I have some soldiers from like the 1800s, 1700s kind of thing. And a couple more over here. Again, lots more World War II stuff. But I do have little bits and pieces of other things that are, there's a Roman shield, for example, that aren't World War II. But anyways, that particular sword is the only one I have down here that is of a samurai variety. Anyways, today we're looking at Shogun, samurai swords, and Ikusa. So back in the 90s, when my brother introduced me to Axe and Allies, we really did love the game. We eventually bought World at War by Xeno Games as an expansion. Played that so many times that we wore the board out. One of these days I'll do a video and show a picture of that original board that's just got holes in the middle kind of thing. Anyways, we did buy samurai swords from Toys R Us back then to check it out, and we did play the game. It honestly never had the same effect on us that Axe and Allies did, so it didn't become our absolute favorite game. But I think we did like it, and again, I'm a nostalgic kind of person, so I still have the game in my collection. To be honest with you, though, I don't know where the original one is that we had. I did buy this one used probably back in about 2016-17 timeframe. And then, of course, I got Shogun as well. It's the same game, really, just with rebranded the name. I was trying to think to myself, pretty sure it was Samurai Swords we had when we were younger, in our early 20s and stuff like that, but I couldn't remember for sure. So I put them in order of Shogun and then Samurai Swords. And then, of course, down here, it says they're originally sold as Shogun, so I do have them in the correct order. But the boxes are very similar, other than the rebranding of the name. And it maybe Milton Bradley is a bit more in focus on here. But otherwise, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference between the two boxes, other than the name and the part where it says originally sold as Shogun. In fact, and then later, I don't know exactly when, but they came out with Ikusa. This one here is kind of hard to find and gets a bit expensive. You'd have to kind of keep looking to find a good deal on that. I found one here for a reasonable price. It was over 100, mind you, and I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but maybe the 120 range, which is a lot. However, they do sell for 200 or more sometimes. So anyways, I did get that as well, just to have all three in the series. I'm a bit of a collector. I do like to play my games. I don't care if they're in mint condition or anything like that. But I do like to collect things. So even though just having the samurai swords in my collection for nostalgic purposes, I decided to get Shogun, which was probably $20. It really wasn't that much. And I did splurge a little bit on Ikusa. And I was also thinking it might have better components and so on, but let's take a look here. So in Shogun, they have these swords that you use to determine who the first player is. So if I pull this one out, if it will focus, it's not really focusing, but it looks like you got three diamonds on that one, which means that would be the third player if you drew that sword kind of thing. So each player draws one of the swords, and it lets you know what rank you're going to be and so on. And then when you look inside, here's the colors here as well. Got a bit of a shadow going there. But there's the colors, purple, red, blue, orange, and green. And you have pretty much the same colors over here for samurai swords. So really not much of a difference at all between the two games. Also has the swords that you use to determine first player order, and so on. When you get to Ikusa, the colors have changed a little bit. And I'm not sure the components are any better. They feel about the same weight. I do kind of like the blue a bit better. It's a darker blue. I like that a bit better. But red's my favorite color, so I kind of don't like the fact they didn't put red in here. Replace that with brown, I guess, perhaps. And then orange gets replaced by this tan color here. And I like orange as well, so I'd rather have those two colors than the brown and tan. The green is slightly different. It's more of an olive drab or army green, like the U.S. Army outfits, where it's a brighter green here, and I kind of prefer the brighter green for this game. If it was an army game, I would prefer the this color here. Purple looks just a bit darker, but anyways, I prefer the old colors as well. And they come with, you probably remember, if you're an Axonales fan, they have styrofoam trays that are rectangular and much thinner and longer than this. This one has one that looks a little bit like a castle, I guess, to put your pieces in and chips and so on to play. And Ikusa has done an upgrade on this part. These are plastic trays, which are certainly a lot more durable. They look a lot nicer. And there's an area here where you put there's a card you put in there that kind of covers your the pieces that I guess you're buying, and so you can plan your stuff behind there without someone knowing what you're doing. It's got the same thing here. You can see along here the same thing in this game. It's just the plastic ones are nicer. Now, wood would be fantastic, but of course, when they're manufacturing things, got to make sure it works for them. So that's kind of cool. And then there's this box here for the other components, like the dice, the ninjas, the castles, and so on, and the coins that go in there, which is pretty cool. The game comes with 6 12-sided dice, all of them. However, this one that I bought used has 3 extra, which is kind of cool. This one here is missing one of the tops to the castle. There's 5 bases to the castles and 10 tops. So probably, I don't really remember, but you start off maybe building the top piece, add the bottom piece, later make it taller, something like that. Anyways, and then this one actually has the 5 and 10 pieces. So it's just missing the 1 piece from this box. Because again, this isn't the one that we had as, well, we weren't kids, really young adults. It's a different, same game, just a different copy of the game. And I don't know where the original copy is. Perhaps it'll show up one of these days in a box somewhere at my parents' house. Anyways, I just thought it would be cool to take a look at these. When I opened them up, this game here was in the best shape. It's the oldest one, Shogun. Well, this was in great shape here and in great order, but it's a newer game. This one, being quite old, was in excellent shape, excellent order. This one, my goodness, it was in complete disarray. The bags that were used, they were bagged, but they weren't Ziploc bags, and they weren't tied or anything at the top, so the pieces had just been falling out over the years. And so anyways, I've got everything bagged back up properly. I was even able to find a blue bag and a red bag for those pieces, of green for the green. I had to put yellow in an orange bag and purple's in a clear bag. But everything's set up now. These player boards are a bit bent, so I did have them underneath some heavy boxes, but I'm going to be putting them away now, so put them back. And the cards, there's a couple of them that are kind of bent as well. So I had them under some heavy books for a bit. However, they are still like that, so I think I'll have to at some point something heavier and longer underneath that. Maybe that'll fix the problem. Maybe it won't. But again, I'm not even sure if Samurai Swords will ever hit the table again. I think if we play this again, it probably will be Ikusa. I'm not certain right now if there are any rule differences between Shogun and Samurai Swords. I'm not certain, nor do I know if Ikusa has any rule differences. I will take a look at some point and do an update video to add to that. At this point, I just want to show the difference. I was actually coming in to see if they had the 5 swords, because that's something that Ikusa does not have. I haven't pulled these pieces out here, but I'm pretty sure that it does not have swords with Ikusa. That's kind of a bummer. Nowadays, there's an app called Choosy. Everyone puts their finger down there and it can pick someone for you to go first. But I thought this was a really cool system that they had. I really don't remember in the 90s if we used this, the swords, or if we just said you go first. We had a 4-player game and we just determined who went first. I don't remember, but assumingly we used a sword since that's what they're here for, but I really don't recall. But anyways, that's why I pulled it down to see if those were in here. I saw the mess, started cleaning up, and thought I'll do a quick video about these games, which I'm happy to have in my collection here, and hopefully I do get the chance to hit Ikusa the table. Like I said, I know Shogun won't ever hit the table, or Samurai Swords probably won't hit the table, but maybe Ikusa will. It's the newer version, and I just want to know too if there's any changes in the rules or anything like that. I will take a look at that and see. Watch a few videos on how to play, because again, from the 90s, I really don't remember how we played the game. I do remember we didn't like it as much as Axonales, but maybe we can get it to hit the table. Would be kind of cool. But otherwise, a great piece for my collection, and hopefully you've enjoyed seeing these as well, and maybe inspired to see if they're in your collection. If they are, if you have all the pieces, and if you know of any rule changes, feel free to put that in the comments. I'd appreciate that. Thank you.